when we made love, whenever when he came, he would just scream out, "Surrender, Dorothy." That's all. Just surrender, Dorothy.
Wow.
I just saw After Hours, and here are my thoughts on it. I have a full-length review in the works, but it won't be ready until next week, so here's a quick one for you. After Hours is an underrated comedy by Martin Scorsese that fully displays how versatile of a director he is. The screenplay was written by Joseph Minion for his thesis in film school. He got an A from his professor, and that professor, Albert Einstein. Okay, no. It was actually Serbian director Dusan Makavidjev, director of the very weird movies Sweet Movie and WR, Mysteries of the Organism. Unfortunately, Minion did not go on to have a very successful career after After Hours. However, he did grace cinema with another hilarious screenplay in The Wacky Vampire's Kiss, starring Nicolas Cage, which may be the funniest movie of all time. When I watched Vampire's Kiss, I wondered how much was intentionally funny, but now upon seeing After Hours, I realized the whole thing must have been intentionally funny, and that the casting of Nicolas Cage was a stroke of genius. In contrast to Vampire's Kiss, in which our protagonist goes crazy, After Hours is about a normal word processor who plays a straight man that tries to keep his sanity as crazier and stranger events and coincidences pile upon each other. Griffin Dunn plays Paul, who meets a woman from Soho and is invited into her apartment. His luck already starts to go sour on his way to Soho when all of his money flies out his cab's window. From that point on, it all goes downhill, and by the end of the film, Paul is stuck in Soho, broke and lacking his keys, and being hunted down by a vigilante mob for a series of crimes he didn't commit. He meets a lot of colorful characters on the way, all of whom add to his misery, even when they appear to be helping him at first. Perhaps with the exception of the ending, all of the events that happen are not of the ordinary, are outside the realm of reason within themselves. But the sheer quantity of coincidences, misunderstandings, and chance events that occur give the film a weird quality. It appears that the fates are punishing Paul, even though the only sin he commits is getting creeped out by evidence suggesting that his date was badly burned or he couldn't see, and his luck already started to go sour before that. It reminds me of the show Curb Your Enthusiasm, in which a series of misunderstandings often leads Larry David into trouble. The major difference between Paul Hackett and Larry David is that Larry deserves it half the time and always bounces back. Paul's misfortune at night is definitely more extreme than anything that ever happens to Larry David, and Paul's ascent into paranoia and hysterics is taken seriously. Oddly, Scorsese decided to direct this wacky comedy as if it were a thriller, and indeed, he acknowledges that he has paid homage to Hitchcock with this film, even though the subject matter is nothing like a Hitchcock movie. This of course heightens the weirdness of the movie. Griffin Dunn was even instructed to deprive himself of sleep to give a more realistic portrayal of paranoia. Before filming a particular scene near the end of the movie, Dunn had agreed to buy drinks for everyone in the bar, and then he ran off without paying. There's a lot of dedication put into this movie, which could have been nothing more than a silly comedy. Before Scorsese was attached, Tim Burton was considered to be the director of the film. I could only imagine Burton's vision of this movie, as he has a tendency towards realism. But I'm glad Scorsese took the job, as I think Burton might have overdid it, as he has a tendency to do. Part of After Hours' weirdness lies in how seriously it is treated. Those are my thoughts on After Hours. I would definitely recommend it as a borderline weird comedy, and it is essential viewing if you are interested in the works of Scorsese. As always, thanks for watching. Don't forget to like and subscribe and embrace the weirdness. I'll see you in the next one. Goodbye.